Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a big show lined up, some special guests, give away some seafood, and also we're going to have a fishing report. So let's go ahead and get started. Our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and a hard-working crew taking care of everyday comfort needs. High today, 93, low 77, and water temperature at the end of the period, 84 degrees. Let's take a look at our river readings brought to us by Panama City, Coca-Cola, the good folks down there. The Apalachicola of Bluntstown is looking good, a 5.3 reading. It's been level all week long and going on into the weekend. The river's in good shape there, the big river. Take a look at the Choctawhatchee River at Caryville. This morning is reading a 4.5, and it's in good shape also. I haven't had much movement in our river flow as far as the height and the depth of it this week, so looking good. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We've talked about good strong tides all week. Well, today, not much of a tide. Tomorrow, not very strong, but next week, very strong. Our high tide this morning is 8:09, and a low tide at 10:02 this later on tonight. So it's going to be moving there. Let's go into our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Looking at our time at 6:01 to 8:01 this morning, and this evening 6:20 to 8:20. Wind's going to be coming out of the east at about 9. Not a bad day to be on the water. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back, and welcome to our guest this Friday morning from the city of Callaway. We have here with us Tim Laguerre. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And Dave Griggs, a councilman over here, he's been on the show a long time ago, and we used to do a lot of stuff together. And we're glad y'all are on. Tim, you're the director of leisure services for Callaway, right?
Yes.
And we have something big coming up tomorrow morning, and this is right up our alley. So tell us about what's coming up.
We have our children's fishing rodeo. We've been doing this for 21 years now.
Wow.
It's for children 16 and under. They can come out and fish. We'll be giving away free rod and reels to at least the first 200 that show up. Our registration will begin at 7 a.m. We'll begin fishing at 8 a.m. We'll fish from 8 to 10, and we'll have awards after for first, second, and third largest fish. We'll have scales open from 8 to 10 for them to bring the fish up and have them weighed. We'll also have a lot of other activities going on at the same time.
This is awesome. This is great. Y'all been doing it for 21 years, Dave. I know y'all are proud of it.
Mm-hmm. And, yes, we are. It's at our Callaway Recreational Complex, which is an 80-acre complex that I guess that was put in 2000,
mm-hmm.
and we started the fishing rodeo about the time that Tim came to work for us.
Oh, that's great. And the first 200 kids get a free rod and reel.
Yes.
So you have some other sponsors that the city doing, doing most of the work, the Florida Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, Florida Fish and Wildlife stocks our pond. They've been doing it since 2002. And
nice.
they stock it with striped bass and channel catfish.
Oh, man.
And then we also have some largemouth bass in there and a lot of brim.
And you have a fish Florida decal you brought me. I love that.
Yeah, that's a really good program with Fish Florida. We get a grant from them every year for the rod and reels.
Yeah.
And that's the sailfish tags you see on the cars that pay for that.
You don't have a sailfish in the pond, do you?
No sailfish.
Well, I know they get there, they register between 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yes.
And then they bring your own chairs. You want to be comfortable.
Right.
But I like the idea of y'all really just fishing a couple of hours from 8 to 10.
Right. And then if they want to stick around after, they're welcome to fish all day. And we'll have other activities going on. We'll do a casting contest for the longest cast. We'll also have some different demonstrations like how to use a cast net.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
We will have the Callaway Fire Department will be doing an agility course for the children. University of Florida is bringing out their touch tank with hermit crabs and different sea life, whatever they come up with.
Well, I know you're doing all of this stuff too, but
Yes.
this is just in addition to the fishing, all the other things you can do.
Yeah, and some of the younger children get bored rather quickly, so we try to have some other activities.
That's smart. That's smart. Dave, now you going to be there? Or?
I'll be there primarily support because it's all Leisure Services does a great job, and we in the commission support everything that they're doing. And Tim is an absolute expert, and his teams.
Well, the city of Callaway, the citizens there, I know y'all are proud of the things. You have your recreation complex. You've got the boat ramp there. Y'all are big outdoor people.
Yes.
And you encouraging the young people to be a part of it. And I love that. The prizes. What are some of the prizes
well, for first, second, and third largest fish, we do a trophy. We have some really nice trophies.
Okay.
And then we also have quite a few raffle prizes from different local businesses. Things have been donated.
That's cool.
A lot will be happening.
Now, you want to bring your own bait. Now, I know you go way back, Dave,
Right.
with bait, because tell the folks the business you used to be in, where we first met.
Well, we used to, I was involved in fishing products and double strike chum. And that's what, we got involved with some of the support of some of the tournaments, like the
Sea quarters and
sea quarters.
Yeah.
That turned into going to the Leukemia Foundation. Right now, it's over $1.1 million, $1.2 million that has gone to that foundation. Plus, about $250,000 has actually gone to the fishing people that are involved.
Yeah, and then we also went to a very memorable Florida sportsman show over in Mobile. Was that? Or
that was Saltwater Sportsman.
Saltwater Sportsman.
And you went to Mobile with me, and also the Niceville, and did some great interviews with Dr. Bob Shipp.
Oh, what a remarkable people these were as far as knowing the fishing industry and the fishing behavior. I mean, they were just research scientists and all. So we go way back. So anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and see if Dave will come up with some kind of secret bait for y'all to fish with tomorrow. So we'll take a break and be right back. Okay, welcome back with Callaway Commissioner Dave Griggs and also Director of Leisure Services, Tim Laguerre. And we appreciate y'all coming on this morning because there's some big, exciting things coming up in Callaway tomorrow. And like I say, let's show this poster again. The City of Callaway, the Children's Fishing Rodeo. And again, go back over the times and all, Tim?
Yes, so we'll start registration at 7 a.m. And then we'll begin fishing at 8 to 10. If you're after 8, we will keep the registration open. So, we sometimes have some that show up a little later. We want to let you know we'll still let you join in if you're there late. So, and then from 8 to 10, we'll fish, and we'll have the scales open until 10 o'clock. And then we'll do some awards after, first, second, and third largest fish. We'll also have some raffles going on throughout the day.
Well, that's awesome. I want to not just think, not only these guys here and the commission, because I know some of the commissioners over there, the mayor is very supportive of this. And y'all.
Yes, the mayor actually has worked at our registration table for many years now. And last year, the pond was named the Mayor Henderson Children's Fishing Pond.
I didn't realize the name after that.
She was our first female mayor, and she's been a big supporter of the Children's Fishing Rodeo.
That's awesome. This is the kind of elected officials we love to have, that love the outdoors like this and all. So, Dave, tell us a little bit about the bait. What do you recommend now for bait? You're the expert, the resident expert.
Tim supplies the bait. The bait that I used to promote. Okay. It's not what we're using here.
So you do have some bait?
Yes, we will provide some what's called stink bait. Little beef bud, or there's a bunch of different names of them, and we get a good variety of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that. You're going to a fishing rodeo and they're going to supply the bait. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, we'll get them set up with the rod and reel. We've got a great group of volunteers that show up every year to help the kids and, you know, make sure they're rigged up. And of course, first timers are going to tangle their lines a little bit. And,
That's okay.
We'll help them get them rigged back up and try to keep them fishing.
I don't think I've ever been on a fishing trip or fishing, you know, on a head boat or something, or a big pond without having tangles. I mean, with expert fishermen and beginners, that's just part of fishing. You're going to get tangled. Now they can keep their fish, right?
Yes,
So
they can
what's
keep
the
their
limit
fish.
what's the limit
And we do have limits on the pond of 6 catfish per day and 6 striped bass and 15 panfish.
Awesome. And the FWC keeps it stocked for y'all?
Yes, they stock it at least twice a year.
I was
for
going to
us.
ask how many times a year.
Yeah, it's at least twice a year, sometimes more often.
You know, all of our little municipalities and cities and all throughout should have a setup like this, and I commend y'all for doing this. And I know some other places have tried. I know the Phoenix Springs, that they try to do some of this too, and it's just good stuff for our young people.
Yeah, it's been a great thing. And Fish and Wildlife have been great partners with it. They help us keep the pond right. They've provided us with aerators and, you know.
That's a big deal, aerating.
Yeah.
You know that and all.
Yeah, and they'll, you know, a group of them will be out tomorrow also.
And again, tell us some of the side activities going on.
Okay, we'll also have a casting contest going on. We'll have face painting for the children. We'll have the Callaway Fire Department. They do an agility course for the children. Quite a few things happening, and we do have free hot dogs and drinks.
Oh, you didn't mention that.
The drinks are provided by Pepsi, and
Okay.
the leisure services crew will be cooking up some hot dogs. And
Well, if I come out there, I know where to look for Dave. Then he'll be around the hot dog stand. I'm sure they're going to try to make it. We have several things we need to do, but I want to again commend y'all. What else did we leave out, Dave? We got that all covered.
Looks like you've got it all covered, and as I say, it's about the kids, and 16 and under as far as the fishing, and they need an adult, and some of the adults that may be coming through, some of them that I remember maybe in some of the seminars we did and all that, they may be the grandparents of some of these kids now, but that's what it's all about, is the kids. And that's what Leisure Services is all about, is in that park and all the activities that they have and the support that they have.
And you have 80 acres out there, right?
yes, it's an 80-acre complex, 17 sports fields on that property.
That's great. That's great. And if folks want to, they just show up and register, but it'll be open even after 8 o'clock. But the fishing will be between 8 and 10.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to get pictures and all and show them next week, and we're excited about it for y'all, and we want to encourage y'all to attend. And also, people can fish out of that pond. It's open to the public, right?
Yes, it's open 7 days a week, daylight to dusk.
A stock pond. That's not bad. That's not bad. Dave, you ever get a chance to go fish it?
We're doing a little bit more fishing now after the hurricane, but it's slowed down.
Yeah. What's y'all's biggest challenge in that 80 acres? Just keeping it maintained and
It is a lot of work. We
know it
have some very manicured fields that we do baseball, softball, soccer out there, and we have one of the biggest soccer leagues around. We have nearly 500 children participating in our soccer league.
Good for the city of Callaway. We appreciate y'all, and tell Mayor Henderson she'll have to come on next time. I'm gonna try to run out there in the morning in between things, or try to run by and check on y'all. But Dave, it's always good to see you. I know we have some fond memories of some. You used to come on when we were way downtown on Harrison Avenue.
That's correct.
I know.
Used to get here at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know. So we get a little bit of a break now. So anyway, thank y'all for coming on, and I want to urge y'all to support this, and also sponsorships. So you can have room for sponsorships too.
Yes, we do have some sponsors.
Okay.
We have a great group of volunteers that help too.
Very good. Okay, well, we appreciate y'all coming on. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with our famous Friday fishing report. Also, we're going to do some drawing for some seafood. We got everything covered now?
Oh,
Got it covered. Okay, thank you all for coming on. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. First thing we got to do now, draw for our famous Friday fishing report. Before we start it, we'll do our drawing from Tarpon Dock. Okay, the first winner will get a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood, and that winner is going to be all the way from Alpha. It's going to be Emery Godwin from Alpha. Okay, Emery, I know some of you folks up there, y'all be tickled. And the big red snapper is going to be all the way from Pretty Bayou, Willahama, Swearingen. Folks, the Swearingen family have been watching Panhandle Outdoors since we started the show 19 years ago, and they win on a regular basis. So I'm so glad to see that. A big red snapper for that family there, Edsel and Willahama. Thank you all for watching. All right, our famous Friday fishing forecast is brought to us by Jessica Lean Insurance and Real Estate. And I want to tell you about Jessica. This past week, she and her family have been in London in England because she did so well with the Allstate Insurance Company. She won a trip over there. So she's been sending pictures and all. I'm gonna get her to come back on and see if she did any fishing while she was over there in London. But good folks there, and you know about them. Also, I brought our good buddies at the roofing company. If you need some good roofing done, Matt Andrews of Hammer Down. And Matt's been on the show before, good hardworking group, good family man. And these two folks every Friday bring this to us. So I wrote down, I was sitting together last night. I was talking to some people last night. I say together, I got on the phone with some people, and then I sat down and write the famous Friday fishing forecast. And the first thing I wrote down, fish early, just like I wrote last week. But I tell you what's happened this week, tarpon have been jumping in the boats, folks. And these guides have found there's a group of guides who specialize in tarpon fishing, and they do an excellent job. I always get tickled because people say, oh, there's tarpon up here. And then if you look at my book, we have a tarpon fishing, I talk about this in 1924 through 1928. There's all through the 20s and early 30s, there was some great tarpon fishing, and some Birmingham folks came down and did it every year out of the hotel up in Lynn Haven by the Lynn Haven Bridge. They would fish North Bay and catch some tarpon, and they were actually took them back to Birmingham, put them on a train and took them back to Birmingham. But we don't eat the tarpon, but they got them, somehow got them mounted. But anyway, tarpon fishing hot. Also king mackerel, they're catching some nice king mackerel, some really nice king mackerel. We've got some tournaments coming up next couple of weeks, so go find the kings. They're out there and they're moving through now. Another good catch this week has been showing up, the mahi. Mahi, what's happened, we gave them the sargassum grass, and they're coming in under it, and the floating devices, they're hanging out there. So if you know a little bit about nearshore fishing, that's going to be really good, tarpon, king, and mahi. Going to surf fishing, of course, the big thing folks have been talking about surf fishing has been shark, catching a lot of sharks, and actually some are legal to keep now, and some people are starting to keep them. But shark fishing, I guess because of all the publicity we've gotten last week and a half on this, has really been prevalent. And they're, like I said, land-based shark fishing, and every community here on Panhandle has some shark fishing guides. And you go out at night and you fish during the night. It's a win-win for everybody. It's sort of not crowded. You have some really good bait out there, as far as some really bloody bait, and you catch some big sharks. And the guys you go with, they set up with the big reels, and they know what they're doing. And I've seen some really good pictures of some really big sharks, and I'll show you some pictures next week of them. Bay fishing, again, the flounder being caught on a steady basis. Nothing to write home about, but they're catching flounder. They're in the bay now. They moved around. There's some around the deep holes right on the edge of the holes and the grass. So that's a good area to look for. Also wrote down the bridges, some nice mangrove, a great catch from Lynn Haven Bridge just the other day of some nice mangrove being caught. Freshwater, brim's been excellent this week. The river, I said on the report, the river is right. It's in good shape. Fish early, get it up in those sloughs. Well, one reason to fish those sloughs is because you can get up there in the shade, and those little feeder creeks, it's real shady, and the brim fishing has been excellent there. The Choctawhatchee River has been good. I've seen a great catch coming out of Pine Log, and also the on the big river, the Florida River and Owl Creek has had some good catches there this past week. So those are some really good places. The bait, always talking about what to use for bait. And you know, squid is always a standby. Everybody loves squid. I always have squid in the boat no matter what, if you're offshore or near shore. Squid is great. But also pinfish, near shore, live pinfish is really good if you bait fishermen, live pinfish. But the go-to bait, of course, would be live shrimp. And you know, catching speckled trout, live shrimp. Someone mentioned the other day they went through 3 dozen shrimp and caught 1 trout. So that's not good odds, but the trout they caught was a big one. So keep that in mind. Location-wise, real quick, looking at the Google Earth. Let's go to Choctawhatchee. Let's start on Choctawhatchee Bay first. Coming out, I always talk about bridge fishing is going to be good on the eastern part. The Greater Brown Park, talking about some good public parks, the good areas there. Red fishing is going to be good there. Coming on down the canal, Intercoastal Waterway to West Bay. Again, Lake Powell, I mentioned West Bay, but the bridge, put your boat in there and head out here to the West Bay area. You've got some good fishing there. We've had some good high tides in the mornings, and the outgoing tide has been good. So tidal flow has been excellent. And Breakfast Point, right there is Breakfast Point, has been good. Coming on down to the jetties, we're going to run out of time. I can see that right away. Let me go and skip on down to Carabel and Apalachicola, okay? Apalachicola, the river, what's happened now with the river, it's been flowing, it's not as muddy as it has been. The upper parts of Apalachicola Bay is going to be excellent fishing right up here. See, here's Apalachicola. See all these rivers and creeks, we talk about them all the time, these feeder creeks, this area right in here, East River, St. Mark's River, they're all good, excellent. If you know that area, it's good. If you don't know the area, try to get your maps together and all and try to learn that area. It's one of the most unique and diversified areas to fish in America. And because you have so many different things in there, it's just absolutely beautiful place to fish. So going down to Carabel, the Carabel River will be, it's in good shape too, coming out of Tate's Hell. Some good brim catches going on there. Remember, we've got a sea quarters tournament. I want to encourage you to be there. It's going to be a big tournament, and that money goes to such a good organization, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. And we're going to be there. So we got to cover the Callaway Kids tournament. We've got to cover sea quarters. I got a family reunion in between. So somehow we're going to try to get all this put together just for tomorrow. So we appreciate. I'm running out of time again. We appreciate the viewership we get. When y'all send us a text and all, I try to answer all of them. If I haven't answered any of your texts or emails, send it back to me, because sometimes I sort of get overwhelmed with trying to answer everything, but I try to answer every one of them, and I appreciate it. Y'all have a great weekend. Appreciate what y'all do, and the city of Callaway, the things they do for the kids. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.